crow. I don't want to, but I got to, right? Yeah, it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. Appreciate everybody. Thank you for tuning in to the thing. It is what it is. To me personally, I have to give credit where credit is due. I was out there. I was the loudest voice you can imagine. This is the coffee report too. So make sure you go grab your coffee. This is the loudest voice I had. I said, hey, the Redskins got to be foolish. They got to be out of their mind if they think they're going to stop Ezekiel Elliott. And they did just that. They held Ezekiel Elliott to 33 yards rushing out of 15 carries. Dak Prescott had 33 yards off of 6 carries. And if you add those two together, still just underperformance by the rushing attack by the Cowboys, which I think we're supposed to be a run-first team. And then on top of that, I got to eat this crow, and I don't know whether or not Cowboys Nation, I don't know if you want the head or if you want the wings or the feathers, or if you like feathers, or if you want the crow feet, let me know, and I can cut you off a piece too. But I got to man up, right? Man this thing up, Law, right? It's wonderful to see those who continue to support the nation after watching these performances, especially on the road. Just two different teams. There's two different teams out there. Got to be two different playbooks out there for the Cowboys. And shout out to the Redskins, number 94, Preston Smith, I think that's his name, balled out. He gets an award from my book. Shout out to who else I want to give a shout out to, the Swearinger, number 36. Flying out to the ball. Now, looking at his scouting report, looking at teams that he played for before, one can argue the fact that he don't have range and cover it out in space, but he did a hell of a good job the other night. And then on top of that, or the other day, and then on top of that, number 53 for the Washington team. The guy was flying out to the ball after I watched and rewatched the game. He did his job out there, flying out to the ball, doing his thing. And then on top of that, I want to say the entire front for the Washington team, whether or not it was the Bama boys. They hushed my mouth. I can't say nothing about the Bama boys no more. And then Ryan Kerrigan getting off onto the edge, coming around the corner, wreaking havoc against number 71 on our team. Those guys balled out. They performed. I think that as far as the Alex Smiths of the world, he did what he did out there. You know, he didn't take over the game like I thought he would have. But it was one of those things where I just have to just give credit where credit is due. Now, this is, like I said on the title of the video, I'm not going to point out any thing that's going to be like I said, an excuse for the Cowboys. They won. You know, the Redskins won. One can say fair and swear, right? I mean, they balled out, and for this team to move a little bit further into this year, they're gonna have to figure out how to counterbalance that. I had this team going 10-6, so we're 2 games away from my prediction of losing that, because we're 4 games out now. And all we need is 2 more losses, and then it's going to be really sweating over here for Law Nation. But shout out to those that's on my Facebook panel. I see you out there. It's always a pleasure for you guys tuning in after this defeat. It's one of those things. It's hard to stomach. It's hard to swallow. But shout out to Leon, Freddie, Michael, and DeMarcus. Tommy, you guys are not forgotten over here. Tavares, Joey, all you guys, man, all you guys are up early this morning. I really played better than the game that that's what he said. I mean, if you look at Dak Prescott's stats or what have you, you can argue the fact that yes, but look at this right here. Swearinger forced the fumble off of the 4th and 1 play, and one can argue the fact that if they go for a punt kick on that, you pin them deep on their side of the field, then maybe you have a different outcome of the game. And then on top of that, I think Ryan Kerrigan forced the other fumble, and somebody else picked it up for the touchdown. Maybe he did. So fumbles, the defense itself, Cowboys Nation, held this team basically to, one can argue, 13 points, and or one can argue a little bit less than 13 points if they was able to capitalize on certain key plays. But neither here nor there. The Washington team is leading the division right now. They have a record of 4-2, and I have to be able to stand high on this platform and let everybody know that they are the better team today. They are leading the division. To the Washington team, they just won the Super Bowl. They're going to go all the way out, and they might just beat every team that's on their schedule from here on out. That's just how it goes. It is what it is. Shout out to my Facebook panel, Elite, and shout out to the actual YouTube panel, too. Roy, shout out to you, man. I see you. Monique, always the lady that's in here, too. Hey, it is what it is. Good morning. You want Philly? Shout out to you, too. And Garrett Lawrence. You spell your Lawrence with an O. Shout out to you. And Melvin, thank you for tuning in. Hey, guys, for right now, it looks grim. We got a bye week. We're going to have a long time of all of the aficionados going back and forth about, hey, this is what Garrett should have done. This is what the coaching staff need to do. We probably need to go out there and find some wide receivers that can hold on to the ball. To me personally, next draft, I know there's going to be talk tracks of, hey, maybe you draft another quarterback. I'm with the belief that you draft a quarterback every draft. You're always trying to see how you can better your best down the line. But even if for those who turn in the page on Dak Prescott, let me know in the comment box how you feel about Dak Prescott right now. Are those 2 fumbles or everything? Are those 2 fumbles the reason why we lost the game? Or are we going to say to ourselves, hey, he passed the ball down the field. He had over 250-something yards or 260-something yards like that of passing the ball. Is that enough for this team to win? How can we get Ezekiel Elliott? Those Bama boys looking nice out there right now. They weren't running around. I think Deron Payne, he said, hey, trust me. We knew what we needed to do. If we stop Ezekiel Elliott, the rest is history. So he said that coming out of his mouth. And shout out to them for that. Do this philosophy as far as our team. I'm not even going to talk about the officials. Let's just look at the team by team by team by team. How can this team improve, or is this just a wash of a season? Or are we just trying to play for a better draft positioning right now? There's a stat out there, or there's a record out there, and I love stats as it relates to future and projections and forecasting things down the line. The stat says that the Cowboys, or not just the Cowboys, any team in the National Football League that's 3-4, you only have a 17% chance of making the playoff. So making the playoff should be the main goal for this team, right? So if you're not making the playoff, if you're not progressing, if you're not pushing the team to the next levels, then what are you doing? And then on top of that, let's look at this right here. I saw last night the teams of the Kansas City Chiefs of the world, right? I saw the LA Rams of the world. I saw the Patriots. Even if this team, or the Chargers, or who else I saw that was just really stepping it up and doing their thing. It's another team that's at the tip of my tongue. But those teams, even if you get to the dance, are you going to be able to dance? You know what I mean? So those are other factors too. You know, so we're so far behind in those graces there that we're going to have to really see how we can turn things around. Shout out to, who's it, Boomer Sooner. Thank you for tuning in to the nation. You know, the nation don't sleep. I'm always here. I really appreciate everybody for tuning in. I got a few more minutes here, and let me see if I can pull this up so everybody can see your comments. There you go. It is what it is. Shout out to I'm going back to my Facebook panel so I can see what you guys have on your mental and how you feel about the loss. Put all that down, because I'm going to read every comment that you guys put down, regardless whether or not, you know, it's live or not. So just put down your thoughts of the coaching staff, your thoughts of the Dak Prescott, your thoughts of the receivers, your thoughts about the Washington team. If you're a Washington Redskins fan, put down your feelings about how good that your front seven played and how well of a cornerback that you have on number 24. Now, Fabian Monroe, as you see, I have on one of the pictures here. I mean, he's a dynamic cornerback. I think he's hurt. I don't know how long he's hurt. Let me know how you guys feel about that guy too. So I'm always trying to be fair and balanced with this thing. No surprise with how this team is playing. This is from Daniel. Hey, I feel you, man. I really feel you. DeMarcus Stokes, play caller, needs to reboot as soon as possible. Now, we saw the differences. Remember, I'm not giving no excuses today. I had a lot of back and forth with a lot of things yesterday. But today, we're just going to talk about the things that we need to probably improve on and get things going in the right direction. All right, so play calling. All right, so we're going to go about clock management. It's 52 seconds left on the clock. You're in the midway of your field. Matter of fact, you're a little bit closer beyond the 50-yard line. You got one timeout. You got 52 seconds to the Aaron Rodgers of the world. That's 3 years and 4 days of time. You know, to the Peyton Mannings of the world, that's 5 years and 52 months almost. And if that was Tom Brady, that would have been a century of a time, 52 seconds. So with that being said, if that was Tony Romo, right, that'd have been, what, 2 days and 52 minutes? So with that being said, that's a lot of time on the clock. I saw and I heard basically this morning with the talk radio of 105.3 The Fan, they said that when Tony Romo was playing out there and it was crunch times and those type of situations, and I'm not trying to compare Tony Romo to Dak Prescott because, of course, these are two different caliber, two different types of quarterback. But what I'm saying is that if we can look at this part of it, they were saying it was a 4th and 1 play. They was down there on the goal line. It was against the Washington team, and they reluctant to pass the ball. They wanted to actually run the ball, and they got to like 4th and 11 or something like that. It was like the ball was on their side of the field. And what Tony Romo was saying is that he had to change the play calling himself. He had to change the mind of Jason Garrett because he said he had to go for it. If not, they was going to settle for a field goal and they was going to take the thing into overtime. So at this point, Dak Prescott have to figure out a way to say, okay, I trust my ability with my arm. I trust my ability with my legs to actually go for it. If we lose, we lose on my watch. If we win, we win on my watch. But I would not put everything in the onus on the kicker. That's what the 105.3 The Fans, the guys this morning was talking about earlier. They were talking about that this team, you have to win in spite of the coaching. Now, this is the thing. Remember, I'm not saying that this is an excuse at all because I get tired of it. Jason Garrett been here for 10 plus years, almost, if you add the collective time of him being the offensive coordinator, right? And if you add in the other times that he been, I guess, coaching for other teams as far as an assistant coach, whatever, you know. So at this point, we can talk and we can go back and forth about the coaching ability to make adjustments with the time and the clock and things like that. If you are a coach and you're not calling the offensive plays and you're not calling the defensive plays, well, at this point, you should have enough time and the wherewithal to understand the field and the clock management of things. All right, to me, I think that this might be the last year of Jason Garrett, but Jerry Jones already said with his mind and his heart and soul that Jason Garrett is everything. He's I forgot the exact words, but to put him in smaller content, he said that he is a baller. He's a gamer. He's everything that we want out of a coach, and he will get us to the championship one day. Now, if I can say this right here, if you guys believe in that, then I can tell you right now that the moon is made of cheese. Now, if you so happen to get into a rocket ship and get to the moon and you say, hey, wait a minute, Law, this is a big rock. This is no cheese up here. Where the cheese? The joke is on you. Jerry Jones is here to sell you a product. And his product never falters. It never wavers. It always the end game. And the end game is for me to tell you this right here. I want to sell you hope. And when there's hope in the future, there's power in the presence. And the presence is that everybody's still going to be locked, loaded, and live, lit, and ready down here. And when it comes to these home games and when it comes to merchandise, I'm addicted to it. Look at my phone case. I'm contributing to the Dallas Cowboys as we speak. I have all type of, how ironic, it was upside down. So if you can look right here, you can see that I have the Cowboys merchandise. I have the Cowboys apparel everywhere I go. And that's just how it goes, man. We are addicted to the Cowboys. We love this team through and through, and we just don't fold up as the nation. We just find ways to give the coaching staff chance after chance. We find positive things, and we try to say to ourselves, okay, this turning of a corner is going to happen one day. And we saw this for years. Even dating back to Tony Romo, we had the notion, some of us had the mindset of saying that maybe one day everything is going to come around. All we need is to get this player. All we need is to get this defensive guy. All we need is to get this offensive line. And you know what? We got it. But it was too late. And now we're seeing the same exact situation with Dak Prescott. We seeing the exact situation. All we saying now is that, hey, maybe if we put this guy right here, maybe we go get this, or maybe we go get that. And the thing that's always remained the same is the coaching staff. Yeah, so the rule of insanity, you guys can put that in the definition in the comment section. And let me know what the word of insanity is. That's all the time I have for this beautiful morning. Don't forget to grab your coffee. Let's be productive today. Go into the office still high. With your head held high. Go in there still pumped up. I do know that those who work in certain factors, there are going to be a lot. And I'm talking about a lot of people talking, a lot of noise. But at this point, there's no excuses. What we're going to have to do is just shake those things off and stand on top of it. I like to leave off with this saying with Jim Rowan is one of my favorite sayings. When the end comes for me, let it find me conquering a new mountain, not sliding down an old one, right? So when you're up against the struggles, meet it squarely face to face, lift your chin, set your shoulders, plant your feet, and take a brace. When it's vain to try to dodge it, do the best that you can do. You may fall. You may conquer. See it through, guys. See it through, Silver and Blue Nation. Let's get this thing going. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, share the content. It's all good, man. I got to say this one more time. Congratulations to the Washington team. They're right now holding the mantle. They're holding the awards and all this stuff for being the best defensive front team. They shut Ezekiel Elliott down. They shut me up. They hushing me up about Ezekiel Elliott. The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish. They shut me down. They did a good job last night. So let's see this. Let's see what they're gonna do down the line. I'm still rolling with my Cowboys. I hope you guys are too. It is what it is. Shout out to you, Kelvin. I see you down there in the chat box. William Perez. Brian, what's good with you? Yeah. Emmanuel, thank you for tuning in too. Wayne get things. Wayne Hughes. Let me give my quick shout out to my Facebook elite too. Tashana. What's her name? Heyman. Tashwana. Shout out to you. Salute to you, girl. Go grab that coffee. Got me messing over your name. Jamal Anderson, we live like 95. Gene, what's good with you, man? Shout out to you. Hit that share button, Gene. Dwayne, Lewis, David, Guest. Be my guest. Be my guest. Shout out to you, man. Who else we got? Brandon. Hey, it is what it is. Don't forget to join that podcast, LAW Nation. Be productive today. Always later. I see you. Still happy birthday to you. Q baby 04 in this thing. What's good, fam? Yeah. All right. Yeah. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best.